Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. It's about that time. Let's go take that walk and see what's in the fridge today.
Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today, hopefully this is going to be a big special treat. This is Ballast Brewing's High West Barrel Aged Victory at Sea, and it's a 2018 edition. Guys, I was lucky enough to find this beer at a craft beer store, not the typical one that I normally do. I'm not going to mention their name because they don't give me a price break or anything like that, but it has been sitting in their store for a while, I would say. So it is a aged beer on the shelf that I didn't have to age. And I don't know when in the year that Ballast Point does these particular versions of this beer, whether it's beginning of the year, middle of the year, or end of the year. We're here just a little bit past the middle of July of 2019, so I'm just going to say it's approximately a year old, so not knowing that. And that's all it's got on it that I see. There may be something stamped on it or written on it. On the bottom of it, they are known for doing something. This one says packaged December 31st of 2018, so end of the year beer. So about 7 months old, not quite 7 months old, 6.5. So not a cheap beer to buy. No barrel aged versions of any beer is a cheap beer to buy. Bottom line, you're going to pay a little bit more for that. And this was no exception. It's a 4-pack, and it was about $16 for 4 of these. So not a cheap beer to buy, but you know, barrel aged beers are usually not. So 12%. Over to Untapped, see if they have any additional information. They say it's 35 IBUs. Beer Advocate clumps them all together no matter what year it is. Untapped has this listed as the 2018 edition. And they're calling it a porter, an Imperial porter. So 12%, end of the year 2018, last day of the year as a matter of fact, and 35 IBUs. So that is all we need to talk about. So let's stop talking and start pouring. So we've had a lot of beer reviews that had a lot of hiss, a lot of audible buzz in it. So I don't know if I'm going to have to replace the camera. I've ordered a new battery. It's in there today. If we continue to get the buzz, I'm going to have to replace the camera. So this is the 3rd camera that I've been through in 10 years. So when you do a beer review every day, and sometimes 2, it takes its toll on electronics, guys. So I apologize if you're getting any kind of buzz or hiss on the beer reviews that I've posted recently. And I'm a big fan of the Ballast Point Victory at Sea version, and they do a bunch of different versions of it. Almost 2 fingers of head on that pour. It is pretty dark, maybe a little bit of light rubiness around the thin part of the glass down there. It's pretty dark. So let's get it to the nose and see what we got. After getting the bourbon barrel aging, smells very, very pleasant. Rich roasted malt, caramel, toffee, black molasses, maybe a slight hint of some coffee or bittersweet chocolate, maybe some dark fruit notes in there once it comes up to room temperature, which we will do, we always do. But I am getting the barrel aging notes, maybe a slight hint of vanilla or some coconut from the barrel aging, but the bourbon is standing out. And that's what I want to smell. If I'm paying a premium price for a beer and they're saying it's a bourbon barrel aged beer, I want to smell that. I want to taste that. I don't want to pay a premium price and not get any of those notes, guys. So on the nose, I'm getting it. Smells very nice. So let's dive in. Final beer of the evening for me. Cheers, everybody. Very nice. A very well made beer. And like I said, I'm a fan of the Victory series that Ballast Points does. They do multiple different variations of it, just like Goose Island does on their Bourbon County series. These guys do a lot of the same kind of different barrel levels and different stuff. So this is the High West Barrel Aged Victory at Sea 2018 edition. Very tasty. Very pleasant beer, guys. Very well made beer. That is a very nice final beer of the evening. Very impressive. 12% alcohol, very well hidden, as much as it can be for a 12%er. If you're not used to drinking this style of beer, or a bourbon barrel aged version of this style of beer, it might be a little boozy to you guys. But I am used to drinking these styles of beer, and they don't seem to be that boozy a lot of the times. This one does not. So very well made beer. So let's sip on it. It's right out of the fridge and it'll come up to room temperature, and we'll come back and give it a grade. Alright guys, I'm back. My sipping on about 45 minutes to an hour. Nice slicing of stuff on the glass. Very tasty beer. Not the best bourbon barrel aged beer I've had, but it is pretty tasty. A great final beer of the evening, which it is for me. Like I said, I'm getting the bourbon notes. They're not off the chain like some of the bourbon barrel beers are, but it is very, very tasty. And some of the bourbon barrel beers are very, very pricey. This is, like I said, it's like $16 for 4 of them. So, I mean, don't take a rocket scientist to figure out how much you're paying for each beer there. Not super pricey, but for a barrel aged beer, it is tasty. That's where I'm going to leave it, guys. Let's do the final chug on this one. Very enjoyable beer. I do like the Victory C series beers that Ballast Point does. So, final chug. I do find it very tasty. Alcohol super well hidden for a 12%er. Might be a slight hint of some dark fruit in there now that's warmed up. Dates, raisins, figs, plums. But the bourbon notes are there. Not off the chain bourbon notes, but you can smell it and you can taste it. So it's there. To me, guys, not having a date on it that I can see, other than having a vintage of 2018, and they do have it on the bottom. If you know to look there in yellow writing, it tells you when it was packaged on. So they are putting that on there. They got the vintage and the date on there. So it's a B+ beer for me, guys. I'm gonna give it a 98. It's pretty tasty, and I would probably buy this beer again and again. For what it costs and for what you're getting, it is a tasty beer. So 98 for me, guys. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.31 in the outstanding range. I've considered that also in their A range. Not quite the best numbers I've ever seen from those guys, but pretty impressive. And over to Untapped, they have it at 4.25, borderline between their A- and their A scale. So tasty beer, worth picking up, and they have fairly big distribution at Ballast Point. So hopefully it is distributed in your area, and if you like this style of beer, pick it up, give it a try. It is tasty. I enjoyed it. So with that being said, if you've had the 2018 edition of the High West Barrel Aged Victory at Sea, let me know what you think. Till we meet again. Let's go see what's in the fridge.